So there's little question that digital marketing is absolutely essential for law firms these days. A couple recent surveys that came out, one in particular that I like the best was one that Google did. They reached out to folks who had actually recently gotten legal assistance and asked them where they began their process. And almost without exception, a little over 97% of them said that the very first step they took in finding legal assistance was to go to Google and do an actual search. And that makes a ton of sense because a lot of times people who come into a legal situation have probably never engaged an attorney before, never engaged a law firm, so they don't really know what they're dealing with. And of course, they don't have legal knowledge and experience, so they may be doing one of two things. The first might be just simply trying to do some general searches to figure out what that legal situation is, what it means to them, how to even define it, just trying to equip themselves with a little bit of legal knowledge. But the second and probably the most prominent activity that happens through these Google searches and why digital marketing is important to you specifically is people are actually going in to find the attorney that someone else, friend, family, or colleague, has referred them to. Anymore, it's not an exchange of a business card that actually makes a referral get to your office. It's actually that exchange of a conversation, a discussion that results in a name being mentioned, and then the person, just the expectation is the person will go and Google search that and find the contact information. So again, super essential. Of course, all of that kind of getting to the mindset that digital marketing is important then begs the second question that we are getting a lot, and we're trying to gather some data to help to answer that question. And that is, how much, based on my firm size, should I be spending on digital marketing in general, but also very specific areas like SEO and PPC, and maybe even my website design? It's really kind of hard to understand how much you, based on your law firm size, should be spending. So we want to gather some of that data. So I would encourage you to go down below and fill out the survey that we have there. It allows you to give us some information about how much you're spending in an anonymous way. And then as a result, once you submit that form, you're actually going to get back all of the survey results instantly. You'll be able to look based on your firm size and see what others like you are spending, again, without disclosing any particular law firm's name, but just to give and gather some general industry knowledge and information. The other thing I would love to offer you is, again, so many are in the kind of that state where they've had a website for some period of time, probably not really given it much love or care or consideration in their overall strategy, because the expectation is that referrals provide us our business, which is very true. But as, again, sort of the world changes and becomes more digital, it's going to be important for that website to be in good shape. So what I offer you is, if you give me a URL, it could be yours, or actually it could be a competitor. I don't really care. And then give you your email so that I could send my review back to you. I'm going to actually do a video review and just walk through that website and give you some information and feedback on things that you could do to improve the number of case inquiries that particular website, whatever URL you give me, how to improve that and get more case inquiries out of it with just a couple of simple tweaks generally. And then I'm going to take that video and I will send that link back to you via email, and you can do whatever you want with it. You can go ahead and make those changes yourself. You can engage another agency, or of course, I would love to talk to you about how we could actually help you kind of move forward. But anyway, two things I'd love for you to do today. Number one, take the survey and get a lot of good information about what you should be spending on digital marketing. And number two, give me a URL so that I can do a review for you and give you some information about how maybe you can get more case inquiries or better insight into what your competitor's doing.